Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good afternoon. All right. So today I will continue back on our topic one, because topic one they have many subtopic, right? So basically we already stopped at last part, if you still remember, at the characteristic of successful entrepreneur under McClellan, 13 characteristics. So now we're moving on to the 1.4 subtopic, the process of identifying and evaluating business opportunity. Again, for those Fajar Hidayah students, I know that our time zone quite different, so you will be 1 hour earlier to join us in Zoom. Okay, so I hope that yeah, that one also we have to adapt. Okay, but we still on with our remaining time like this one. If the record version, okay, I can just post in the our group WhatsApp and also Neo. And at the same time, don't worry so much because you already registered in Neo. So everybody, all students, you may just log in into Neo for the attendance purposes, and you can look into the video that I already upload for the lecture, live lecture, and also recorded version. Okay, so yeah, I hope you happy and you can start to explore all the information inside that. By for the guideline assignment, I'm still in the progress because I want to find out some assignment that can be suit during this RMCO, is it? During this RMCO time. So I hope that you can wait for this and don't forget, for those who are still not getting my manual yet, I still not upload because I have many actually the PM tapi private message me saying that they already bought my manual and I still not upload in my social media. For those who want to follow me, just follow at Noorsyalina. So I upload all my student who buying my manual, and thank you so much for your support. It's not for me, it's for you. Okay, so for the Indonesian student, Fajar Hidayah student, I already do some discussion with the supplier. It's quite expensive for the delivery to Indonesia, the manual. So I was thinking to maybe discuss with the management on how, if you still want the books and the manual, I will try to ask how the management can help you on that. So I hope that you can get that one, because like entrepreneurship subject, they have some assignment involving like business plan, and I cannot upload everything in the Neo because it's quite comprehensive guideline there. But if let's say in Fajar Hidayah is already have one copy, maybe you can differ from your center there. Huh? All right. So yeah, without further ado, before I do have those iklan here, ada banyak sangat ni. I think that I might proceed right now. Okay. So the process of identifying and evaluating business opportunity. So for this subtopic is all about how does the entrepreneur, how they want to find out what is the best way in order to find out the opportunity. Because as I told you before in the previous class, if you still remember in previous lecture, I told you that every single entrepreneur, when they're looking into problem, actually the problem is opportunity. So you don't look into that the problem is the problem, because when you look into the problem as a problem, there will no opportunity there. So but if you look into the problem become the opportunity, there will be huge the opportunity behind that. So every single that happen, there must be a wisdom. Setiap sesuatu yang berlaku tu selalunya ada hikmahnya. Jadi setiap masalah atau ujian yang berlaku, kerana ujian itu sendiri adalah rahmat. Gitu. Okay. So we have four steps, process of identifying, evaluating, and selecting business opportunity. So what I want you to remember, you see or not from my slide here, I think that is quite clear. Okay, so we have the acronym ISSS, mean I triple S. Okay, so number one, when we're talking about identifying customer needs and want. So this might be the simple words from me, and my understanding that we have to find out what is the customer need and wants, because every single entrepreneur, marketers, suppliers, manufacturers, company, organization, when they are doing some services and also producing certain product, of course the product and services might be have to meet the customer needs and want. If not, it's just a total losses for you. both of you, because we're talking about the both party here. We have the buyer and seller, right? So when we're talking about the needs and want, they have to be congruent together. And the second one, we're talking about scanning the environment, so evaluating ourselves and community. So we might see in this statement actually the step on how does the company, the organization will scan. We have to divide it into two, right? We have internal environment, we have external environment, and then we have to evaluate in terms of ourselves and also the society and the community itself. Because as the entrepreneur, we are not just talking about you yourself, you your own. When you are running your business, you are talking about, you are dealing with the business around you, surrounded you. So we are taking into account that the people, the community, the society is helping each other to support your business. And the third one, we have a screening of the business opportunity. When we're talking about screening of business opportunity, they have many, okay, because we are talking about, they have a few of the factor. After this, I will go in deeper because we have more explanation and elaboration on this. And number four, selecting the business opportunity after you have done 1 to 3 step in here. So for your quiz, because I told you and I will announce later, the first quiz will be next week, okay? So I decide on you whether you want to do the quiz on Monday or Wednesday. And the quiz will be running in the new online quizzes, okay? So don't worry so much, because the first quiz will be topic one only. But even though topic one only, yeah, because it's online and then you have a very limited time, you have to be very hurried. Not so very hurried. As usual, for those who are already familiar with Neo, this is how you use it and to answer the quiz. Of course, the quiz in the part of fill in the blank, and also MCQ, multiple choice question. They have A, B, C. So what you have to do, you have to read. Okay, you have to ikra. Ikra bismi rabbika lazi khalaq. So you have to ikra topic one only for your preparation quiz next week. Okay, all right. Don't worry so much because it's only just one topic, but one topic is a huge subtopic, right? Okay, so we go with the first one. Okay, step one. Okay, according to the text, okay, I might be have small little bit. Okay, all right. Step one, identifying the needs and wants of the customer. Okay, so what is needs? Okay, in bahasa we call as need adalah keperluan, basic needs. Again, one is about kehendak. Okay, something like your wants, you have want externally from your needs. Okay, so every business opportunity begins with the existence of various customer needs and wants for the particular product or service. So we are talking about the customer side in here. We are not talking about the entrepreneur side. We're talking about the customer, because we want to serve our customer, we want to give our product to them, we want to serve our services to them. So that's why we have to know what is the customer needs and want. And then human needs and wants are unlimited, of course, because human being, we never satisfied with one things. We want one. After we want already with our own need, and then we want more and more. Because it's about nafs, right? Itu berkaitan dengan nafsu. Dan kita sentiasa nak kemahuan kita tidak terhingga atau unlimited, tidak terhad. And are all of the kinds. Okay, as the society become more affluent, there will be more human needs and wants to be fulfilled. Especially when come to the human needs, basic needs, we have food, drinks, shelter, and also clothes. So this thing, a human being more and more to become how to say that, they want it. Okay, they want keep on demand for it. And therefore this needs and want become opportunity to be grabbed by the entrepreneurs in offering new products and services. That's why every single manufacturer, supplier, company, organization, and also the seller, they keep on doing R&D, okay, research and development, because they know that every single of the product, you cannot just rigid in one kind of feature segmentation and targeting. I already come up with the terms. So that's why they have to keep on improvise their product in, to make sure that the customer have something like wow factor. Okay, the customer will hear, wow, this company able to improvise the product. They do research and development. For example, like food. Okay, handphone. For example, the brand name, even though it's Samsung, Apple, what else? We have Nokia, we have Oppo, Lenovo. They keep doing R&D because why? Because the reason, human wants, okay, and they need more, they need something like satisfaction in technology, advances, innovation. So that's why they will be offering new product and services. And thus, entrepreneur must be sensitive to change. Of course, when it comes to like a fashion, when it comes to the technology, when it comes to food and beverages industry, for example, they must be very sensitive because we are talking about the needs and want. And in order to find out the business opportunity, I think that you might be clear for this first step, and then we moving on to the second step. Okay, the scanning the environment and evaluating of self and the community. So as I mentioned earlier, if you still remember, okay, under the environment, we have two types. Okay, we have internal environment and we have external environment. So when we are scanning the environmental, so that leads to an idea that can be converted into a business opportunity. My formula for this class, I want you to remember until you end of a diploma subject, every single opportunity there must be challenges, and every single challenges is opportunity, and every single problem is opportunity. And hashtag rahmat itu ujian, ujian itu rahmat. Gitu. So what I'm trying to say to you all that we have to make sure that every single of the problems and every single of the challenges, you have to take it as the opportunities, and they have two approaches. Yeah, okay. And then as I told you, okay, we have the macro and micro perspective. So external part is the macro perspective, micro we go deeper with the internal perspective. All right, so the first one, how we want to scanning the environment. There is a various of the factors. So as you can see, the first one, the structure of the population, income and taste. So how does it influence in to scan the environment? Okay, a change in the composition of the population and an increase in disposable income and a change in the consumer preference all can create a business opportunity. I give you a very simple example. Okay, when we're talking about the consumer preferences, okay, if you look into back the times 50 years ago, 30 years ago, maybe like 50 years ago, our grandma and grandpa time, okay, there is no such a thing. The kids want to have the fast food, okay, they're after they are going back from school, they will just go back to the school and go back to their home directly. They don't demand for, okay, can I go to McDonald's, can I go to the KFC? Because why? Because during that time they only believe that we go back home and then we dine in at home, that's it. Okay, we don't want to have something like another way around to go to like other fast food restaurant to have your maybe lunch, to have your dinner. Okay, why? Because the consumer preferences is changing from one time to one time. And then why is the different from today? Because today the taste and preferences already change. And then the opportunity is come like is like everywhere. It's like mushroom is bloom up after the rain. So what I'm trying to say to you all is the consumer have the demand, and then the business opportunity is suit and fulfill their needs and wants. That's it. So that's why during this time, the business opportunity is everywhere. If you cannot go to the fast food is also serve you the services, for example, like delivery to your house. See, not only you chasing the product, but now the services is chasing you. So this is the time right now, the era that you just not you as the consumer chasing for the product or services, but services is chasing you after that. Because this is what we call in the term of marketing is pull and also push marketing. Are you get me? Yeah, okay. So we go to the next one. The second point is about study on import and export data. The increase in the value and the quantity of the product or services being imported and exported reflects a potential market both local and international. Okay, I give very simple example. I do not know they were in the groups students from Fajar Hidayah in Indonesia, how is it about the import and export data there. But in Malaysia, if we, the trending Malaysian country is import. Okay, import meaning buying car from outside is quite huge because the demand is still increasing in here. Even though the government is imposing 300% of tax for the imported car, but there will still a demand for the imported car. So what I'm trying to say in here, even though the tax is quite high in here regarding imported car, but still have a demand from the local consumer. If you ask me why, because yeah, number one is about consumer preferences. They still believe that imported car is better than local car. So that's why even though in here we have Proton, we have Produa, okay, NASA for example, but it still also have I'm not saying low, but still have demand. But compared to the imported car, imported car still have a high demand. So to study on this, I believe that for those the imported car, they still have the productivity in order to export their product to our country. And for us, of course, we still also can export our Proton, our Prodor, our NASA to other country. But for the meanwhile, I'm trying to say to you all, both local and international still have the process in and out in our country. Because like Indonesia, I believe mostly cars, automobile in Indonesia is imported car. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Okay. All right. So we're moving to the C factor, study on the local resources and technological breakthrough, and abundance of the local resources that are untapped and have the potential to be developed as investment opportunities. So they say in here, technological breakthrough can develop these local resources and open up opportunity for entrepreneur to set up the small or large scale business. So the most important thing in this part was um we study on the local resources, for example like local labor, okay, what they have potential to do. Okay, that's why I give very simple example. When the first time Tun Mahathir is opened up like in Tanjung Malim as a proton city there, okay, uh Tanjung Malim, for your student foreigner or maybe like student from Indonesia, right? For our local student, of course, you know where is Tanjung Malim. Tanjung Malim is located in Perak in Malaysia. Okay, so this place actually is a very rural area. It's not urban, a rural area, and mostly this place is surrounded with palm oil trees. Okay, so we have something like palm oil there. So the reason Tun Mahathir opened up this place, okay, this location, because majority the people who are working there, they need a jobs. Okay, when they have the job, for example, Proton City is something like manufacturing in order to do some productions on the automobile, Proton car, and it gives something like job opportunity around that. Not only just working as a labor, okay, working at the factory line, but it have somewhere job opportunity as a cleaner, as the food producer, as maybe like they have internal inside canteen, cafeteria, and it give everybody job opportunity. Very simple example, but it can actually open your brain. Okay, right? It's something like brain openers you all about that. This is opportunity that entrepreneurs can set up a small or large scale business. All right, so we're moving on to the D factor. Is about industrial linkage. uh the output of an industry may require input from other industry, and on the other hand it output can be in an input for other industry. See, back to back, the statement is quite like confusing, but if you see sometimes the industry can be become output, okay, but certain in other industry it can become input, and other way around it can be input and become output to the other industry. So it vice versa, and this will develop interaction or linkage among the industry from the same sector or other sector. I give the same example as before, like proton, okay, proton manufacturing, okay. So when we're talking about proton manufacturer, how they have this industry linkage, okay. For example, in order to do one product of that we call as a car, automobile, right? In the car itself, in order to make car, we need like tires, we need like spare part, okay, we need like a door, we need like a glass of mirror, we need like a steering, we need engine parts, okay, and other parts, okay, in order to rebuild one of the car. So what I'm trying to tell to you right now, every singles of the spare part, okay, or compartment, okay, can I say compartment? Yeah, parts in the car itself, they have their own suppliers. So it can be input and at the same time it can be output. Okay, if you ask me about, let's say, if I said this also gives the job opportunity to the cleaner, right? So where is the cleaner in this industry linkage? In the servicing of the cleaning services. It's because when they do this kind of job, of course they are very dirty sometimes, right? not sometimes, it's dirty work. Okay, you need some mechanism, machinery. Sometimes the oil is leaking everywhere, so we need some this cleaning service to clean in this place. So in another way around, the industrial, another industry is involved in this kind of the business, automobile industry. Are you get me or not? If you not understand, maybe you can shoot the question after this. Huh? All right. So we're moving to the E factors, development project by the public and the private sector. So what is the project by the public and private sector? Okay, basically what I want to share with you all is in Malaysia, right? For example, in Malaysia, I do not know more about, maybe Dewa and friends, you can share with me what is example in Indonesia itself. Okay, projects by in the public and private sector, in by public sector, example, we can take like this. Like okay, like public sector, we have many. If you realize in Putrajaya itself, they have the government sector projects. Okay, and if you realize like in multiple of the places, maybe like for the private sector, we have ICT. Okay, and then also if you realize in around Sepang, we have the what we call Formula One circuit. Okay, Sepang. And then we also have like in Iskandaria region in Johor. Okay, in Tebrau, you can realize they have Legoland. And then we also have private sectors um, at the, if you like the public sector example, like we have also like KLCC Twin Tower building. That one is semi. We have also like the government GLC and also the private sector project, and then many more. Okay, so when we have the development of this project, public and private sector, is shown that something like signal and movement of the progress development of the country. And then for the F factor, we are searching for the business opportunity in the local and foreign newspaper and magazines, as well as on the internet. Nowadays is about IT savvy. So everything you can find out from the internet itself. That you just type something like word business opportunity, and then you can see have many Uncle Google give you something like result on that, right? Okay, and the G1, we have the study of the local social problem. So yesterday, I think that yesterday lesson, but in subject international business, I'm touched on the local social problem, something like social challenges is about social loafing. Okay, what is social loafing? Social loafing is something like the phenomenon whereby we have the youngsters graduates that graduated from the universities and the colleges, but the problem is these people, they are not contribute their knowledge, they not contribute their skills, their ability, and also their attitudes to the government, to the country, to the nation. So for us, this is something like total loser, because why we are talking about contribution to the nation. And some more, we are talking about how you want to use your knowledge in order to increase the GDP of the country. So that's why when you are doing social loafing, you just lepak-lepak lah, doing nothing. Okay, you not even have something like things to do. Okay, so this is problem, and it reflects to the unemployment factor, unemployment issue. So when high unemployment, okay, issue, it will also reflects to our GDP, our nation's GDP. Okay, and then the another local social problems also, maybe I can touch on the issue on wedlock. Okay, kalau siapa tak faham, wedlock ni is something like it's quite I can say prevailing, sangat menonjol lah isu ni sekarang, because we are talking about the issue that because how to say that locally, there's those people we are easily influenced by media mass. Okay, they maybe like in news, not newspaper, but mostly like in television, and how that does the issue like free sex been done. Okay, it's like, so in Islam we are prohibit these things, right? So when the wedlock is occur, wedlock is whereby the condition that um both of the man and woman is not married, okay, it's not nikah yet, but they do have the children. Kita kata macam anak luar nikah lah. And this is crucial because some other way around, we can see that the issue of baby dumping around everywhere. Okay, and can you imagine for the couples, married couples, they want to wait for the one children is very difficult. And how come for those who are doing this thing, okay, these illegal things, okay, it's haram, right? Easily get the baby and all of a sudden the baby been dumb. Yeah, maybe you can have some brain opener, okay, for what I'm trying to tell you all today. Okay, it's quite when I'm explaining to you, it's quite heavy inside, right? But this is the fact and this is the reality that we have to face. Okay, in Malaysia there has a lot of issue like this. Okay, and yeah, you already done this thing and this thing, yeah, right? I'm not saying I'm good person, but we remind each other. Okay, kita mengingat sesama kita sendiri. Then this is will be local social problem. Because the baby dumping, you cannot throw away the baby like you are throwing your rubbish. The baby is not rubbish. The baby is not fault. The fault is you, both of you. Okay? Yeah. I remind myself too. Okay, and then the last one we have the new government policies and also regulations. Okay, regulation we are talking about what is the mandatory that been uh, highlighted and underlined by the government. Okay, the policies. Okay, if you realize when I mentioned policy right now during this COVID time, right, COVID-19 time, it's about SOP, yeah. Okay, standard of procedure, what should do, what shouldn't do. So now in Malaysia, for those Fajar Hidayah students, okay, in Malaysia now our ministry restricted on using this mask in the public at the place that I already shared to you all in the group WhatsApp. If not, we will compound it for 1,000. So 1,000 ringgit Malaysia. Okay, not 1,000 rupiah. Okay, 1,000 ringgit Malaysia. So can you imagine that 1,000 ringgit Malaysia is a big amount that we can use that money for any. Maybe we can do another event for Idul Adha and buy maybe one of yeah, buffalo or cow, maybe one of what we call yeah, other meats, for example, right? So yeah, this is the thing that I believe that the rules, okay, during this COVID-19, a lots of the new government policies and regulation restricted, but because we are talking about pandemic, okay, pandemic that can't be traced and do not have any what we call solution yet. Okay, we don't have any uh what we call dia punya shifa, belum ada dia punya ubat lagi. Okay, we don't have any kinds of yeah, the medication for it. Okay, we don't have anti vaccine for it. Okay, so yeah, this is the thing that we have to be careful and take care. Don't look into this COVID-19 pandemic. It's like a very light to you all eyes because we can't see, we can't even see the virus. Okay, so we're moving on to the self-evaluation. Okay, it's almost 1 hour, I think. Okay, right. So self-evaluation, we are scanning about our internal factors in here. Okay, number one, we're talking about experience. Experience is about pengalaman. Okay, so I mentioned also in the previous class, if you still remember, um, experience cannot be buy unless you go through it. Okay, kita tak boleh beli pengalaman, melainkan kita melaluinya. Okay, and the good things about this adalah, okay, we are talking about experience as the entrepreneur. This is the thing that you have to take into consideration because we are thinking about what we want to sell, what we want to do, who we want to join our business, where we want to do the business, when we want to do the business, what the customer demand, needs and wants. And this is all the question regards to the experience by the entrepreneur. Okay, I'm saying this because I also do some, okay, but I'm mini business, okay, but yeah, this is experience. Okay, from the experience can taught us a lot. Okay, they can teach us on how we want to communicate, how to approach people, how to make sense, okay, how to make logical and rational decisions. Okay, so it's about experience. Okay, many entrepreneurs are involved in businesses that are suited to their own experience, especially in relation to their former career. So like me, my current career is like a lecturer, let's say, and before this I also helping my mom doing business. So I use it a part of it, especially when it comes to the communication. Okay, and for example, an engineer who has worked for the public works department has the possibility to become contractor when exposed to contract opportunity that are wide open. The same applies to the fashion design lecturer who quit her job because of her eagerness to concentrate full-time boutique business. See, so from the previous experience can taught us a lot. Okay, let's say I put into my situation. I put this experience into mine. Let's say one day I want to quit from become a lecturer, full-time lecturer at this college. Let's say, example. So what I do is I want to open up a tuition center, or maybe I want to open up the another one new college. It might be the owner is Miss Noorsyalina, for example. It's just a dream, right? Okay, so I do have some of the experience before as teaching. Okay, and I have some connection. My friends can teach what subject, okay, and I can actually recruit them as a part-time lecturer. See, so this is the experience that I told you before, and many more. I believe my student in here in entrepreneurship club, in in the entrepreneurship class, not club, entrepreneurship class, I believe majority of you in here also doing business. Okay, you don't even tell me. Okay, you don't even tell me who you are. When once I follow your Instagram, wow, my student is much, much better than me. I should seek the knowledge from you, experience from you. Huh? Okay, the second one, we have knowledge and skills. Okay, knowledge and skills are important to establish whether that someone really knows what to do with the business he or she is involved in. For instance, a contractor must not only be knowledgeable in managing his business, but must also know how to construct the building. So this is regard walk to the talk. Okay, what you do, you have to super bikin lah. Walk to the talk ni macam kena cakap super bikin. Okay, what you do, you must have the knowledge and you have to show it. You have to implement it. And then the entrepreneur can always engage somebody else or look for a business partner who is skilled in this field. So yeah, you want to become a contractor, but you should know also what the contractor must do. Okay, because you are talking about construct the building. Okay. So everything you do, I told my student, but in my face-to-face class, even though you have 2.6 billion of money, capital, but if you don't have knowledge, you don't have the skill, that will be a problem. It's total losses to you. Okay. And then we're moving to the self-evaluation. Under the third one, we have financial situation. Financial ability is an important factor in determining whether a particular business opportunity can be further developed or not. So educate sources of fund, whether in the form of cash or asset, can be deciding factors for the types of the business and investment side. So this is basically about the financial, okay, situation, whether your financial is stable enough, sufficient enough in order to start up your business. Even though there are alternative sources of funds such as a loan from the financial institutions, parts of the project cost must still be from the entrepreneur itself. Okay, this is the knowledge and some of the knowledge sharing that I got from the previous of mentor mentee. What they said and sharing is, if you are mostly likely like now, you are working with people, right? So it needs around maybe um when you want to decide to do your own business, okay, it takes around 3 years to 5 years of your monthly saving. So let's say your salary is 3,000, half of it, or maybe a part of it, 1,000, okay, you go for saving. So let's say 1,000 saving for 12 months, a year you get 12,000, right? If you times with 5 years, you get 60,000. So 60,000 can be start as your startup capital for those who want to quit for their full-time work to become entrepreneur. Because 60,000 is not actually for your shopping time. What I'm trying to share to you all is about we are doing some contingency planning to start up a business, sometimes our business is up and down. So up and down, for example, you lease or you rent certain shop, you menyewa, you tak boleh bayar sebab modal tak pulang pun. Modal tak berpulang pun sebab produk yang dijual tidak laku contohnya. The product that you sell may be out of track. So what is the best thing? Maybe what you have to do is using that money that we call as contingency planning. It's startup capital money actually. But bear in mind, you have to discipline yourself to make the reality to become true. And don't ever to try mix the spending money, okay, expenses with your business money. That's problem. Jangan menyampur ataupun menggunakan duit perniagaan untuk perbelanjaan your own personal. What I heard from radio before this, what he said, they said when you want to give your children pocket money, you use the business money. Actually, it's wrong because you can't do that. You can't do that. You tak boleh campur adukkan duit perniagaan dengan duit you untuk personal usage. Okay. And then number 4 is talking about interest. The business field to be selected must be based on the entrepreneur's interest. Okay, interest can give more confidence and a sense of responsibility to the business to be developed. So dia kata kat sini mesti ada minat. Interest ni bukannya kita panggil sebagai interest lah. Apa kita faedah, bukan faedah tetapi lebih kepada entrepreneur's interest. Usahawan tu punya minat. Okay, what do you interested to do? Okay, and interest can give more confidence. Betul. Sebenarnya apabila kita minat pada sesuatu, ia memberi lebih confident, memberi lebih keyakinan kepada usahawan tersebut. And in terms of the sense of responsibility, the way on how you want to gain your responsibility to the business to be developed. Jadi dalam perniagaan tu sendiri, you akan sentiasa kita kata apa, macam lebih confident lah. Satu, lebih confident. Lepas tu yang kedua, dari segi kita punya tanggungjawab. Sebab kita minat pada bisnes tersebut kan. Jadi secara tak langsung dia membantu kita untuk kita ada terus semangat untuk melakukan bisnes tersebut. You faham ke? Okay. Alright. So the next one, we have self-evaluation also in the 5 factor. Okay. Networking. Okay. Entrepreneur will face difficulties developing business opportunity if his networking with others is limited. Okay. I got some urgent message. Okay. When we're talking about kita mesti ada networking. Okay, because we're talking about connection in business. If you don't have networking, you better close your business. Why I said so? Yeah, sometimes people say, what? You do your own business. Why you need people's help? No, it's wrong. Because from the connection and in networking, it can boost, it can expand, it can help you much, much more. Triple, maybe more jumping. Okay? Lebih lagi lah. Extravaganza. Okay? So, for example, a contractor needs to know many people, including politicians, top-ranking government, official bank and insurance offers, suppliers of raw materials, other contractors and many others to expand it, the process of getting contract or project. So when we're talking about this thing, okay, we are not just talking about you want to be a contractor only, okay? You have a lot of connection that you have to work for, And then the sixth one, values or norms of the community. The values or norms of the community refers to what is perceived as useful and beneficial to the community. It is important to ensure that the potential business does not against the value or norms of the local community. And for example, a 4-digit business outlet is considered profitable business opportunity and legal. Okay, if you do not know what is the 4-digit business, dia macam ni lah. Magnum Sports Toto is gambling business. Fajar Hidayah students maybe in your place I do not know what is the name, tapi it's about berjudi, pusat perjudian. Okay, you main the numbers. Okay, you play, you gambling, you gambling lah, you berjudi, okay, gamblers lah, and business opportunity and legal. In Malaysia is considered legal. Okay, in Malaysia, this 4-digit business considered legal. Magnum, Sports Toto, Damacai, all the company is considered legal. However, in our religion, in Islam, this is haram. This is prohibited. So that you can see in here is again the value of the Malay community who are Muslim. However, this is from my observation. Still also some Muslim are playing with that. Husnuzan, right? Maybe Allah will give them some hidayah one day, right? Because it's haram. It's not prohibited to do that. Okay, and then we moving to the step 3, screening of the business opportunity. Number 1, we're talking about legality. Okay, what is legality? Let's say you see some people are used to sell like pirated CD, pirated cetak rompak, CD cetak rompak. Is it legal? The answer is illegal. So how we want to make sure is legality? Make sure you buy from the legal publisher, legal producer. I'll go to the maybe CDs, DVD. Okay, I think that DVD, CD no more right now, right? So we go to the right, even though like Microsoft Office, right? Whether our laptop is using the genuine one, if you will use the genuine one, it's illegal. But if you use the copyright one, that one is illegal. And then we have the monopolistic power and the level of competition. What is monopolistic power? Okay, instead of we have um oligopoly, right? Oligopoly means that we have two competitors in one industry, but in here, monopolistic power is conquering. You are actually dominant to one industry. Example, like in Malaysia, we have electricity producer, we have TNB, Tenaga Nasional Berhad, and then for example, we have like Petronas, okay, we have for oil and gas, okay, that is considered as monopolistic power. And also we have that television broadcasting, okay, which is we have Astro. So in Malaysia, we have this kind of monopolistic power. I do not know how, but in Indonesia, maybe Indonesia they have some of the monopolistic power. And the level of competition, of course, the level of competition is quite low because monopolistic power mostly is being monopolized by one company. Okay, and then capital requirement, we're talking about how does you get your capital. Okay, for example, we're talking about legal business loan, for example, grant from the government. So this kind of the business of in Malaysia, they have a very huge of the opportunity, whether they want the youth, especially because the government is open up some of the what we call business grant, okay, for those the youngster who want to involve in agriculture, for example. Why they offer agriculture to the youngster? Because it's very rare for those the youngster want to join and involve in the agriculture business. But to say to you all, agriculture is the most wow, I can say that income that you can get, even though you have to work hard, but you feel that your own sweat and your profitability can, yeah, in return to you back. And then we're talking also about like the another one, illegal capital, for example, you got from shark loan. Okay, so this is not advisable because yeah, it's totally harmful your family members, and it's quite risky because the interest being charged to you is sometimes irrational. Interest atau faedah yang dikenakan terhadap orang yang mengambil shark loan ni, dia tak masuk akal kadang-kadang because you need the express money. So that's why you have to make yourself to be, how to say that, you you have to be forced. It's not you have to be forced, but you yourself make something like desperate need that money. So that's why you have to take that chance. But for my advice, don't take, because it's very very risky. And then we also have the last part, risk, business risk and financial risk. Okay, bear in mind, as entrepreneur, if you don't have a risk, that is not entrepreneur, because we talking about high risk, high return, low risk, low return, moderate risk, moderate return. Kita ceritakan semakin tinggi risiko, semakin tinggi pulangan. Kita semakin rendah risiko, semakin rendah pulangan. Semakin sederhananya risiko, semakin sederhana jugalah pulangannya. Jadi pulangan apa? Pulangan untung. keuntungan perniagaan kita tadi. Jadi if you are the one who are high risk takers, mostly the entrepreneur, you are high risk taker, you will go for it. Okay, ROI will be high also. Return on investment also will be higher. And for the financial risk, that is the point that I already mentioned just now. Certain bank, they offer you business loan. You can get in a very instant. Okay. However, in terms of charges of the interest is quite high. And certain of the business loan, maybe it's quite long time to wait for the approval. But in another time, in terms of the interest is very low. So depending on how you want to secure your financial risk. And the last part, last but not least, step 4, we have the selection of the business. After we screening all the various business opportunity, an entrepreneur will end up with only one business opportunity. So I think that is almost 1 hour from now. Thank you for today. Thank you for listening, and thank you for joining me for this live lecture. And yeah, as you can see, for the last quote, entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't, so that you can spend the rest of your life like most people can. According to Jack Ma, okay, what we call this Alibaba founder said, if you want to start your business, start at early of 25th years old. Okay, why? Because it's young stage. At 40, you will break through and you will totally rest after your life and pass your baton to your next generation. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum. Take care. Bye.